Hi everyone, in this video we'll be talking about how to create a quiz using Google Forms. During this corona pandemic, a lot of offline exams are not possible, and hence many of the teachers are shifting towards online quizzes to assess their students. And Google Forms is a very efficient tool in doing that. So let us see how to create this form. This is just a sample of one of the quizzes that I had conducted for students on this subject called Kinematics of Machines. So there is an email slot, hall ticket, WhatsApp number, and after that I have placed a title which declares that the questions begin from below it. So this title block is important because below that the shuffling of the questions is going to take place. If we do the shuffling without this, the top, the email and hall ticket, all the details of the students will get mixed up with the bottom part, and that's why I have kept this title block. Now, the questions can be fed here one by one. This is the question statement. It can only be fed in a single line. That's a problem. If you want a second line with some description or anything, if you click on these three dots, there is an option to add that. So we'll see all this, how to create it from scratch in the coming section. Now, once this has been shared to the students, the responses get collected over here in this tab, which can be viewed here like this. The summary will be appearing here. So the questions, the email IDs, phone numbers, and all, they'll be listed here. And when it is coming to the question, how many of the students have answered correctly will appear in green, and the other questions will appear gray like this. So this is how the response is going to be collected. So we can make an analysis of it easily. So let us proceed to check how to create this quiz. First of all, I'll have to type all these questions into either a Word file or a Notepad file like this. If you have the question number and the answer option numbers like this, it's better for us to remove them, because keeping the option numbers will have no use of shuffling the options or the questions. The students will be able to make a key with the question number and the correct answer for that question number, and they will be able to distribute, resulting in some type of cheating. So removing the question number and also the option number is going to make cheating a lot more difficult. So I've kept the questions very simple. This is the first question. This is the question number 2. And correct option, I have named it like this. Wrong answer number 1, 2, and 3. So this is how I've placed. I've placed 4 questions with the correct option being A, B, C, and D in the 4 questions. So let me see how to update it. So what I can do is I can keep these questions on one side, and Google Form I can keep it on the other, keeping them side by side. Now we'll have to go to Google Drive. So first I can just open Google, and then on the right side of this we will have 3 dots. Fine. If you are having it full like this, then the 3 dots will appear here. So just click on these 3 dots and go to Google Drive. In the Google Drive, you can change the folder to wherever you want to create the quiz, and go to New, More, Google Forms. This will create a new form in which you can start adding the questions. So the first few details are going to be, the first is going to be the subject name. And when we click here, the same will automatically reflect here. You can provide some description, like each question carries how many marks, and also some other details that are necessary for the quiz. Email ID, of course, it is collecting the email ID. Then we can collect the name of the student. The name has got to be a short answer, which I have to select from this drop-down menu. Then I have to click the plus sign over here. The next detail I want is hall ticket number. So hall ticket number again is going to be a short answer. So to ensure that they are filling the hall ticket number correctly, we can provide a response validation. Response validation will check whether the student is entering just a number or whether there is some text included in it by mistake. We can also provide a validation of the number, like we can provide between the number, and we can provide two numbers, the highest and the lowest number that is possible for that particular batch. Then, if they are not entering that hall ticket number properly, we can provide them with a custom error message. After this, we can provide a mobile number or any other details that may be necessary. Once that is done, we have to first include a title and description. The title and description will separate the information that is asked from the students from the rest of the questions. We can also go on to create a break or a section, which means once the details are collected, they have to click a next button to continue to the next page containing the questions. So I'll just go with the title. Now I can start adding the questions. So let me just reduce this, keep it on the side. So this is the title block, and here the plus sign is appearing below. Click on that. So this is my first question. So I just have to select this, right click, click copy, and I can paste by right clicking. If we know the shortcut, we can do that also. Select the text, press Ctrl C from the keyboard, and click here, Ctrl V for paste. So you can do the same for all these options. If you want to insert an image for a particular question, you can do so by clicking on this icon over here. That will open an insert image dialog box from which you can browse the image that you want to include and click on open. Once it gets loaded, it will appear here. So if some diagram or formulae are there in your question, they may have to be uploaded as images. Now I can just continue to do the same for the rest of the questions. When it comes to options, instead of copying and pasting each one of them separately, you can do all the options at a time, and it will create a separate block for them automatically. Once all the questions have been fed properly, we have to start entering the correct options list. For that, first we need to go to settings. Because in settings, there is an option to enable the quizzes. Till we enable the quiz, no marks will be allotted to the form, to any of the questions, and automatic correction also will not be possible. If we are not checking this, it will just be a form for collecting data. There will not be any right or wrong in that. But as soon as we make it a quiz, then there will be marks allotted to each question, and there will be a correct option for which correction can be done. So after marking this, the respondent can see. So it's better if you remove these point values, we can keep it. Correct answers and missed questions, it's better to remove it, because as soon as the student answers the quiz, he'll be able to see the correct answers. And if one student answers in the beginning and sees the correct answers, there are chances that he may supply those correct answers to others. So in order to avoid that from happening, we can remove this and click on save. Now, each question will have an additional button over here called as the answer key. We have to click on answer key for that question. Then here, the marks allotted to that question can be set. We can set 1, 2, or 3, whatever marks we want, we can set it. Then we have to click on the correct option. After clicking on the correct option, we can also shuffle the options within it. If you want the options also to be shuffled, you have to click on these 3 dots and click on Shuffle Option Order. So this will ensure that the options which are presented in this order will appear in different order as soon as the page is refreshed. And for each student, it will appear in a different order. Let's do the same for the other questions. I will first shuffle the order, then provide the right answer key. Next question, I will shuffle the order and answer key. Again, next question, I will shuffle the order and answer key. So as soon as we do that, the changes will be automatically saved in Drive. We don't have to save it differently. Even if the power goes out or if the page shuts down because of some reason, you can go back to that form wherever you had created and you can continue editing right from where you had stopped. So now all the 4 questions have been fed and the total points that it is showing here are 7. That is because some points have also been allotted to the name of the student and other places. So we have to remove those points. So the points that you should get for putting the name is 0. For hall ticket number also it should be 0. For mobile number also you should not get any points. So we can see here that there are 4 questions. One question is carrying an image with it and other questions are normal ones. And each question carries 1 mark. So the total points allotted here is just 4. Now our form is ready to be shared to the students. There's one more thing we can do here, and that is we can shuffle the order of the questions as well. We have just enabled the shuffling of the options within a question, but the questions themselves will appear in the same order unless we make this setting. To change that setting, we click on these 3 dots, go to settings, and in the settings, we should go to presentation and we have to click this check mark. We should shuffle the question order. We can also provide a confirmation message or any other such message that you may want the students to know for successful completion of the test. Then click on save, and now the form is ready to be sent to the students. To share it to the students, we have to click on this play button and click on this link over here. And this is the link which we may share with the students. We can also have an option of shortening the URL so that a shorter URL will be presented to you. And this will be enough for the student to access and access and attempt the quiz. So to share it with the students, we have to just copy this URL, shorter form or the longer form, and then in WhatsApp we can send it to whatever group we want to share it in. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we will see how to set timing for the test and how to disable more attempts from being happening. Thank you.